Good evening, race fans, and welcome to a new week of racing with Invictus Racing League, brought to you by GT Omega, Nailcut Hall, and in partnership with gridfinder.com and Driver 61. My name is Webbo. I'm here as usual to take you through our race tonight, and joining me again as usual is Lightning.
Hello everyone, great to be here.
Good to have you, Lightning. We are on to race 5 of the season now. We're heading out to Azerbaijan, but could you give us a quick rundown of where we stand right now?
Absolutely. Our top three are consistent as ever. Only 5 points separating them. Max in the lead still, and for the Alpine team with a win, a second place, a third place, and a fourth place. So not in that order, but very consistent with 45 points. Followed by the Mercedes of Jaum, who missed a race, got P2 and 2 wins in a row. So he is looking very, very strong with 43 points. And Speed Queen in P3, who got P3, P3, P4, and P3. So also very consistent, but going to be looking for a better result to try and boost her up the standings. And then Living Wall in the Red Bull trailing behind with 1 win, and then a few inconsistent and bad luck in the next few races, but hopefully he can bounce back. And then Yella and the Mercedes in P5. I will go through the constructor standings as well. Alpine in the lead because we have Max and Speed Queen mega consistent, as we've seen last season, and this season. So they have 83 points, followed by Mercedes with 64 and Red Bull with 38. And then you have the non-point scorers of Aston Martin, who are going to be wanting to try and do well this week, but they only have Simpson, so only one driver, which isn't going to help their cause.
Indeed, absolutely, and a very, very warm welcome to everyone joining us on the stream. Do as the first 3 guys have done. Hi to Ivan, hello to Smoke, and to Jim. Do say hello to tell us who you're here to support and get the banter rolling. And must check out what our like record on live video is. I want to say it's around 22 likes over a single live stream, so we want to try and break that each and every time we go racing. But the news hot out of the pit lane, Lightning, is that we have a wet to dry race in Baku.
I am looking forward to this. Oh wow,
fantastic. Jim says so far no safety car in F1 this season. Now that doesn't feel right to me. What about you, Lightning?
Wait, are you sure?
I really
didn't. We had one in the Dutch Grand Prix.
Yeah, I want to say so.
We have.
Yeah, I mean Lightning's done every race so far. I missed the first one, unfortunately. Ivan's here, of course, neutrally, but and he's here to, of course, listen to the Lightning commentary, as he says. Not for my commentary, I'm sure. But he's here for you, and I'm sure he's got plenty to say.
I just said hello. That's why.
and Ivan will, of course, let us know if any of the drivers win him over tonight, and I hope Ivan will let us know his driver of the day as well. M. Doran will be the first guy out there on track. I would say we'll join him on board, but it'll be quite a while until he actually crosses the start-finish line, Lightning. So just be prepared.
M. Doran, yes. What a long straight. Fantastic for some good overtakes. Some late braking into turn 1. 203 miles an hour. Go to the right-hand side, brake just at the 100-meter board. Try and avoid that curve on the inside, but be as close as possible to it. And then the second corner, yet another 90-degree turn. And then going the back straight here, also another overtaking opportunity. Followed by yet another 90-degree left-hander. Good apex. You don't want to hit those curves, but you want to get close to it. Every single curve here is pretty dangerous. Yet another 90-degree right. And then a chicane Some people take different lines to that right-hander there. Some like to go over the curb, which I think is quite risky. And then this curb you can cut quite a lot. The castle section, the most difficult, especially in qualifying. We see some mistakes, like in real life from Charles Leclerc.
Indeed.
And flat out with this left-hander in the wet, it's going to be quite difficult to do that.
Stopping here is going to be hard in the wet as well, as you're facing the barrier. Yeah.
Some drivers choose to completely cut that curb, but it can cause you to spin. And the final corner, really difficult to get the traction down sometimes there. And then flat out through the chicanes here.
The 18 and 19 corners are fine in quali on soft tyres. But in the wet, you do have a big old lift going through there to make it work.
Well, you can go flat out, but sometimes you do spin. I remember doing that on the medium compound with less grip, and it's quite difficult.
Right, absolutely. Rents joins us, and welcome back to the F1 coverage to Abby here, of course, for Burmeister. So it's been incomplete without Abby, and it's great to have her back with us.
It has been incomplete, but can I just mention that Jaun went a second faster than Enduran, and Jaun is on the mediums, and Enduran is on the softs.
Yes, you can mention it, but I'd rather you hadn't, frankly. Helm has dominated since joining in race 2, pretty much, and looks to be continuing that. Prix is just rounding the final major corner of the lap as Jelle actually beats Helm there on the soft tyres, but by a fairly big margin, by 0.6, and that's about the delta of the medium tyre, although it is a long track, so it might be a little bit longer than that as Prix then goes towards the line. Jim says first podium for Burr. That was last race, first podium for Burr. Burr has only done well without any fans in attendance, so hopefully Abby is not going to jinx that one. Prix goes third on a 39.260, and as we just have, I think, a couple of drivers on fast laps at the moment. We've got Warrislander taking L's, and we ride with Simply 90 here. I don't know if I'm supposed to read Simply 90 as in Simply Lovely, or quite what Simply 90 is supposed to refer to on our driver's gamer tag.
I don't know what the 90 means.
No.
Maybe we'll find out if he gets a podium.
Indeed. That's usually my first question for people if it's the first time I speak to them and they've got a slightly obscure gamer tag. We did find out that while Warrislander originally wrote it to be War Islander, he's so used to being called Warris now that that's his name. So we're going to go with Warrislander. Living Wall gets out of the way for Simply 90, who will go towards the line here. Living Wall with the slowest example time so far on soft tyres as well. So lap 1 not exactly going to plan for him.
He must have backed off. Or maybe he made a mistake at a few corners.
Simply 90 then puts in a time. It's a 1:42.77. Living Wall is usually a lot quicker and further up the grid, so maybe just warming up here.
Ivan points out something very clever. I don't think it's very clever to go for mediums in quali if we have a wet to dry race.
No, Simply 90's put in that time and now retired, so I think on his cool-down lap might have had a problem, or he's got dinner to go and eat quickly after setting his first time, which frankly Lightning wouldn't be the first time.
No. And he's left the session. I think maybe you might be right. You might be right.
Is leaving the session okay?
I think it's alright.
Like in terms of glitches, because they'll have to rejoin at some stage, and if he does that during, he'll have to time his rejoin very well. Reshka then a 1:39.910, good enough for P7, and I think just the perennial Matty currently on a lap at the moment. I say this because Matty is in just about every league I commentate over through the week. Ren says, is it confirmed rain? Yes it is, as Ivan says. Well, according to Stinson, it's a wet to dry race, which should be very, very tasty indeed. Not entirely familiar here, Lightning, with just how quickly or slowly the track dries up around Azerbaijan. You'd think the water should stay put around these walls and buildings, but...
Yes, but the game is... well, the game, I guess.
Yes, we are all relatively familiar. So, Matty going towards the line. Will he get a time above? Yes, he gets into the top 10. 10th exactly on a 40.105. It's tight there between the well, P7 and I'd say P11. Very tight. So your current standings with just Max actually on a lap doing his customary, allowing the rest of the field to sweep the track the first time. It's Jelle and Halm for Mercedes at the top, with Warislander and Krigg, M. Doran, then Bakker, Reschke, Stinson taking Els and Matty, your top 10. But I think Max will want to get in amongst that, and his teammate and equally consistent driver so far this year, Speed Queen, also out on track. Behind him, all running a bit wide on the way out of the castle and through that difficult turn 15. Now turn 16 is relatively simple, but it's all about the exit, as you need to go full throttle for an enormous amount of time here. So hitting VMAX as early as possible is where you want to be. So we're waiting for that start-finish line. I do think they could move it further up, and Max gets P5, a 39.496, a nice early lap to put in there, Lightning.
I think it's great that they have the finish line where it is, because we've seen in the past lots of very, very close on the line position changes, even in real life. So I personally quite like it. Yeah,
it's a fair point. I just don't like it so close to the braking zone at full throttle for turn 1. But I guess that's just me not being able to deal with too many things at once. Like looking at your lap time before then trying to find your braking point. Speed Queen is on a lap at the moment, as is I think Jelle and Halm. So I'll stick with Speed Queen. Perhaps you can let me know who of the two Mercedes drivers are looking the most likely to be.
Helm is purple through sector 2.
Okay, terrific. Well, Speed Queen about to cross the line then. What has she got in the tank? It's a P6, just behind Max, and that's been the story of her season so far. Though it's not unimpressive. It's been very, very good, but she's yet to get on the top step of the podium. So we'll follow Helm as he just holds on to the car on rails through turn 15.
Sector 2, but I'm in sector 1. But he also has to say purple sector 2.
Yeah,
so,
it's 6/10
like
faster in that. But he needed 6/10 there, Lightning. He's only just on target, and there's very little difference you can make in the final sector.
That's
all
very true.
about that exit.
Keep him to the inside for the shorter run. Think he'll get it? Yes, he does.
Fantastic stuff. In fact, Jelle bailed on that lap, and Warislander's popped into the top 3 on a 39.2. So the Mercedes guys have this all their own way at the moment.
Unlike real life.
Well, in 2021 maybe, certain circuits.
That's true. That is true.
Mattia says, let's win Krigg. It's his mate in Formula Racing Italy. And Mattia, welcome to you. I don't know if you've joined us before, but very nice to have you, and I'm sure everyone will be very happy to get going with the banter. Rent says Speed Queen and M. Doran caught the same time. Yeah, fantastic. And actually, that's a very interesting point on the game logic, because M. Doran should be above Speed Queen if that's the case, because he said his lap first.
He did a second lap, I believe.
Ah, okay. On the same set of tyres?
No, I saw him leave the pits.
Okay, Warislander is about a quarter of a second higher than he has been before, so it's not enough to get him any places up, but he has got into the 1 minute 38 with only Halmer, Jelle and Stinson up ahead. Behind him come Krigg, Livingwall, Delange, Max taking Els has managed to fit in that tiny gap between Max and Speed Queen. And then Mdoran, Bakker, Reshka, Matti and Burmeister simply set his time and simply left the session. Now, for the second time, I wonder if he's just got internet difficulties, if that's his second time leaving the session, Lightning.
I'll invite him again just in case. It turns out Mdoran used the same set, but he pit in between.
Okay. Krieg from P5 crosses the line, just gets Warislander. 138.931 for him. And Yella said he was 2/10 up and messed up the esports corner. Now, which corner is he talking about when he talks about the esports corner? Because I think it's before the castle he's talking about here.
It's after the castle section, after the flat-out left-handers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The fourth to last one. In esports, they completely abuse the curbs, and just launch themselves over it.
Well, we've got lots of drivers heading into the pits. Is it that dreadful time on the qualifying where everyone's in the pits getting ready to go out for their final runs? Have we got there already? I've just got a constant yellow flag on my broadcast screen, so I can't tell the actual session time.
I don't know either, I'm afraid.
Well, Max is coming out for a second run. So is Mdoran, Reshka and Matti. I'd be interested to see whether Max can go much faster than he has already. The track does improve quite quickly as well around here, Lightning.
Yeah, it does. Lots of rubbering in. It really helps the traction zones in these 90-degree corners. Oh.
Just Max going pretty slowly there.
Yeah, I think he's warming up the tyres.
Through turns 5 and 6. This is turn 7. We don't really have any turn names yet.
No, just the castle section for this.
Plenty of famous turns. Turn 3 is one where you will see an accident nearly every time anyone goes racing. I see Mdoran is on a lap at the moment.
I have a bad feeling about turn 2 this race.
Ride with Mdoran. He's coming up to first sector. He's only 0.05 faster than he's been before. So I'm keen to look at our championship leader Max as he is approaching the start of his next lap. So Mdoran could be on for a better one.
I don't know how much he's up at the moment. We'll find out very shortly.
See what Max has got then over the first 3 90-degree corners. Not much difference you can make in your cornering ability. It's just brake, turn, accelerate. That's it for these very quick, sharp 90-degree corners. Here's turn 3. There's that big runoff area you see plenty of drivers making use of for spin turns. And then just to break it up, we have another 90-degree right. Sorry.
Mdoran is half a tenth up and crosses the line 1.5 tenths up.
Well, Max is half a second up in sector 1, so he's having a good old time out there. There's a lot of traffic up ahead, and he'll hope that they sort themselves out before he gets there. This is the problem when you go off the strategy with everybody else's times. There's less than a minute to go in quali, and Max is about to come across either a great deal of traffic or a quadruple tow down the main straight. We'll see as he then approaches the so-named esports corner here, and then he'll cross the line. They've just about got out the way. He's nearly 7/10 faster than he's been before. This could really feed into a much better position to start the race for our championship leader Max. Mr. Consistency in our F1 championship, not just this year but the previous season as well. And Max, all he can do is point the car in the right direction now and keep his foot flat to the floor as he goes to cross the line. It's P4. Very nice indeed. P4 for Max. Yella is just a little bit further away on track than Helm, so I'll stick with him as long as he's positive. No, he's slightly over on his delta in the first sector. Helm might get a distant tow from the car in front as he goes towards turn 3. Max is on a slow down lap. Hopefully he sees Helm coming? Yes, he does. And what has Helm got in sector 1? Is it worth staying with him? There it is. He's just quicker.
10th up?
Yeah.
10th up, nearly.
Let's see if Yella has caught any extra time. Screaming through this flat-out section of...
There we go.
That's not going to do
line.
it. Yeah, that's not going to do it at all. He hit the wall so hard, he ghosted through there.
Yeah, that's definite damage, but he's not invalidated, and he's purple through sector 2.
That's crazy. Let's see how much faster Helm might be. He was already up on his existing pole time. Just threading the needle on the exit of turn 15 goes Helm. And now he's 0.3 faster. We'll cut to Yella, who goes to cross the line. And he's 0.05 faster, but that's not enough to get onto the front row. I think Helm is going to go even faster if he decides to finish this lap off. If he likes this set of tyres, or if he just wants bragging rights. Can he get himself into the 137s alone in this lap? He's going for it. I think he's going to do it. There it is, a 137.864 for Helm. Far and away by half a second faster than anybody else, even his teammate on track. And that is how you do a pole lap of Azerbaijan, Lightning.
Oh, wow. Here I was hoping this would be the most competitive season of IRL, but we have another Musso. We have another Daniele Musso.
Come back, Daniele. All is forgiven, I think. We want to see these guys together.
Yeah, that'd be brilliant. That'd be fantastic.
LFR's Helm is going to take that pole position from Yella and Stinson. It was a lot closer in the early part of qualifying. I'm going to hold on to that as a chance for a good race at the front, but of course it's always the case that you get this wet weather problems. You get people getting running out of grip and hitting the wall, but that's our starting grid, Lightning.
Indeed. LFI on pole once again. Mercedes 1-2, Stinson in P3, followed by Warish and Bakker in the Alfa Romeos. Very, very close between those two. Max, championship leader, P6, followed by Livingwall, Krigg, Reschke and Delange, who finish up the top 10. P11 we have M. Duran, highest McLaren, followed by Taking L's Speed Queen. Pretty bad performance from her. Matty, Burmeister and Simply 90. Speed Queen can probably get up the grid, as we've seen in the past.
Yeah, it can be an easy track to pass in some respects, and an easy track to take advantage of other drivers' errors, but it's never an easy night racing when you're in the streets of Baku. Lots of comments coming in. I'm trying to keep up with them all, guys, so thank you for that. And make sure, please, in between sessions, and there you can see the rain. It's not particularly heavy, so it's definitely into conditions. Make sure you've liked the video in between the two sessions here. We should have a longer gap than we've got going on. Too many people, I think, have pressed the ready up command, so we're going to get into the race a lot quicker than we usually do.
That is going to be a 5-second penalty for someone.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there we go. We've hit 38 comments and we haven't even started the race yet, which is brilliant stuff. Thanks to everybody who's involved. Who says we need the Foxy crew to have plenty of banter? There we go. Someone's just liked the video and appreciate that. Let's try and get 10 before the race starts, can we please, guys? And there we have 40 comments. Nice one. And Ivan's going for 4 safety car periods. So any
2.
advance on 4? I have had a almost continuous safety car period happen around these streets, and Amazon say that people will stop twice for intermediate tyres in this wet to dry race. So just living up to their normal standards there with that
shenanigans.
Graphic.
Yeah, these engines can probably go to the end, to be honest.
Silly. But I think we're on for a good one here. Simply 90 is 16 car field. Simply 90 has not rejoined the session. Oh, he's just about turned up.
Him again.
And I think, is that Bakker or Warislander I think they've been disqualified from the session, possibly.
Simply 90 is left. I've invited.
Yes,
Yeah.
there we go. Warislander was disqualified from the session, or at least
Not going to help.
Russman joins, and I haven't. Who do we usually have turn up to scout for strategy later in the week? It's the guy who joined with the wrong account last time. I seem to remember. Who
Yes.
showed up, yeah. And he always shows up to do it. He won't thank me for forgetting his name. Yeah.
Ironic, because we asked him to change accounts back to his actual name.
Smoke says safety car on lap 2. That's a good bold prediction. We like those. Any difference? Anybody predicting anything other than a Helm runaway victory here tonight?
I am
what about
predicting
Speed Queen?
a Speed Queen victory. Yes, I was about to say it. I think Speed Queen's going to win. Don't disappoint.
Smoke says he's not here scouting for strategy at all. Well, these mixed conditions will cause an issue for anyone scouting strategy unless they happen to come up with exactly the same thing. Rent says Speed Queen, Stinson, Reshka, and Yella for the podium. You can't have 4 predictions for the podium, Rents. Not again. Now you're saying Helm for the win. So you've got a 5-person prediction, and of course Abby goes with Burmeister. Who else but Burmeister for Abby? And a big thank you to our sponsors, Nailcut Hall, to GT Omega, and our partners gridfinder.com and Driver61 for allowing us to go racing tonight. We're about to get going with our formation lap. The cars are all sort of ghosting in and out of each other, and we're almost ready to get underway. Never is it more important, Lightning, to have a second pair of eyes at the back of the grid and try and get an idea about what is happening, while we generally try and watch the sharp end of the grid where the big points are on offer. Lots of goats.
I'll be on board with Speed Queen.
Goats filling up the chat now for Burmeister. Certainly the goat of interviews. I wonder if he caught any telling offs for last week's language on the stream.
Nah.
Well, we're about to be under starters orders for this wet to dry, so far an indeterminate time. This is round 5 of the Invictus F1 season. I don't quite know what is going on with my camera selection. Here we go. Lights are coming on. Who will take this one? Will it be Helm from Yella? And it's lights out and go, go, go. And cars just gently getting away from the start of the grid there. It looks like Warislander with a good launch. In fact, so good, he's just joined his AI, in fact. There we go. He's managed to get past Yella temporarily. But moving right up there into P2 is Stinson. Max clatters the wall in a very alpine or alpine-y thing to do, is to clatter the wall in the exit of turn 2. I think he might have lost some parts of his front wing in so doing, and he's very slow. He's losing place after place, but he knows that this is a long race and he will be able to recover this almost certainly with safety car. Here comes all the comments as well. Fantastic stuff out there. Helm leads from Stinson, Yella, Warislander, Bakker, M. Doran and Livingwall at the front. But what about Lightning? What did you see from the back?
A great start from Speed Queen, currently side by side with Delange through the chicane there. Super close, but Speed Queen gets the traction and is ahead. Amazing start by her.
Yeah, and it looks like Matty moving up as well. Max is right at the back of the field.
It's M. Doran is fun. Oh my goodness.
Where is he? Did he spin in the castle?
He's in the castle section, yeah.
And he's ghosted, thankfully for everybody else. I've seen an accident in the castle section, strand a car, and another driver just assumed that the ghosting was on, and it wasn't. And we've had problems as a result. So expect pit stops to come from Max and M. Doran, and Burr is right at the back as well.
Oh my goodness me, taking L's in the wall. I think that's going to be a safety car.
Crazy stuff. Virtual. So the rearmost drivers competing to see who will be at the back. There's a VSC, so it's not quite full safety car yet. Depends on how that car is shifted by the marshals, but he is in a dangerous position in turn 15, no less. No no DRS, of course, in the wet conditions. So back at the closest car to another driver, apart from Simply 90. Further back, let's go and see if Simply 90 fancies a run on his teammate. Prix has gone in the pits. Prix in the pits. I'm not quite sure why, but Simply 90 going really slowly down the main straight, and Burmeister getting past as well.
Why is Burmeister overtaking under VSE?
That's a very good question. So that would be why they were going slowly, why Simply 90 was going slowly. Burr needs to give that place back very quickly, or he's going to end up with a drive-through.
It's an AI car, so it won't overtake him.
Okay, we'll go green flag racing now, and there's only 2 tenths between them. Now the problem I've found time after time with the AI cars is they drive as if it's dry. And they don't seem to adhere to the same delta when they're under wet conditions. So it's really hard to fight with an AR car when they're in the wet.
I'm on board right now with Simply, and it's lots of traction.
Yeah.
Despite the AI only being at 90.
It's not. It just doesn't work. The AI in wet conditions simply does not work. As far as everything I've been able to experience so far. It just doesn't drive slowly enough. It drives as if the track is dry. But Reshka, P7, Matty here, P9 behind Speed Queen, who's taking a little bit of time to get into rhythm in these wet conditions. Of course, everyone on equal tyres, which is fun in one respect to see on the start. It looks like Helm is trying to drop the hammer, but Stinson's staying with him. And up towards the front, we've got Bakker and Warrislander. Oh, there was a moment there. Warrislander seemed to glitch, and it seemed to be half in the barrier. Yeah, he is glitching. He's jumping around on track. I thought for a second we'd lost another car. But
he's got very bad internet at the moment.
Yeah, indeed, and that's the problem. Reshka then does have a good slipstream on the back of Living Wall, but it's not enough to get by on this lap. Neither is it for Matty. Looks like Simply 90 coming back to us, and he's just behind Burmeister with the AI. We'll probably find that gap start to open out, ironically, once he actually gets in his cockpit. Warrislander has let Bakker go.
Oh, okay. That's kind of him. Knows that he doesn't have the pace in these conditions, so letting his teammate fight.
Yeah, might as well see what kind of pace your teammate has got. See if you can learn anything from them as well, if they are quicker. And if not, well, hopefully
Simply 90 is DNF'd.
He's just got it back into the car, Lightning. What's going on?
And
another VSC. Yeah, another VSC. Prix is going slowly. Simply 90 has turned completely 90 degrees to the racetrack on the exit of turn 3. And he'd only just got back in the car. And you can kind of understand that, because you're just not you're not in a rhythm with the racetrack. You don't quite know what the car's got under you if you've been in and out of connection. I can kind of have sympathy for him there. I've completely lost all intervals, which is not a good thing to see. We can see on positions gained while we go under the VSC here. Speed Queen and Matty up 5 each. Burmeister up 4, although that doesn't fully tell the story of his race so far. Helm, Stinson, Yeller not far away from where they started. Stinson and Yeller the other way around. We wait. I think it might have stopped raining, Lightning, already. Has it? It's no, it might be getting a bit lighter.
Lightened up there. I agree.
Would you say the rain is lightning?
Oh, no. Get out. Yeah, that was terrible. Anyway, we move on. I'm getting the intervals back.
We move.
I'm getting the intervals back finally.
Yes, they are coming one by one. And we can see that Warrislander is now tracking with his teammate. Not letting him get too far away, but under this VSC. No. And there we go, Living Wall picks up, unfortunately, a drive-through for speeding under the VSC.
Likewise, this Reshka.
That might have happened just as they went green. So, yeah, Reshka as well. These two, 6th and 7th, race potentially ruined.
Yet another mistake by Living Wall. A win in the first round, and then mistake.
Yeah, Living Wall has had a bit of a difficult race 2 onwards in this championship. It's absolutely true. Well, that helps Speed Queen, Matty and Delange, and of course fan favourite Burmeister moving up.
Now, what I'm worried about is who has that 5-second penalty from reading up too early. Also, it's completely dry already for some reason. It's just instant. There's barely any spray, there's no rain, and the track looks like it's drying up.
I think the problem is, as spectators on PS4, that the rain rendering isn't quite there with the spray. There are parts of the track that are still glinting in the sun, but there's definitely sunlight out there, and it's definitely heading towards dry conditions, no question. But we might be just slightly misled by just how dry or otherwise the car will be feeling on track. I know that was the case in Zandvoort last week in F2.
That's very true. Yeah.
They did hang on a lot longer. You see the curbs are still reflecting because of moisture, but the dry line is absolutely developing, no question. It's just a matter of how difficult it fits.
This is going in the box. Interesting.
Wow.
He's going to risk
pit
it.
Stop.
This is
weird that it's not reading on my tower either. I'm not reading a pit stop happening, even though I'm riding with him in the pits.
It's either going to be the best decision of the race or the worst.
Medium tyres? Medium tyres. That's still a little bit adventurous. Is that going to be a 21 lap?
Probably going
run?
On softs later.
Okay.
Enduran is retired, and I think that's going to be a safety car now, surely. Not another virtual. It's a safety car.
You're exactly right. Coming out of turn 16, the final braking zone on the corner, on the track, and of course this will help Stinson if the track continues to dry. Sometimes it stays a bit wetter under the safety car because the cars are not going at their full speed, but I think this is going to help him having already pitted. Of course, while the cars go in for their pit stops for dry tyres, it might well remove the advantage that he could have got with more dry running. But
well, to be honest,
if it was difficult for him, yeah, I was going to say, is it difficult?
Yeah, it's looking terrible. Yeah, he's locking up and understeering straight away. So this has saved his race completely.
Rent says, "Is this NASCAR?" I'm not quite sure what you mean, because I mean we wouldn't be running if it was NASCAR and it's wet. We'd be doing it the next day.
They don't run. Yeah, that makes sense. I was
so,
just trying to think. Yeah.
I think he means full course yellows maybe. But Smoke says, yeah, free stop for everyone. It is a free stop. But I wonder if Stinson might have just kind of been given a little bit of an easy time here, and other people will pit and not be quite prepared for how difficult it's going to be.
This is critical for Jam now. If he pits and no one else does, and he makes the wrong decision, then
we might have a race on our hands.
Terrible. That's a very good point. But if he stays out, I think that he's going to lose the win. But
I think he's coming in. Yeah, and the drivers have to be super careful here in wet conditions, coming in towards the pit lane to get the car stopped in time. I think Helm's got it. Helm definitely coming in. Yella is some 11 seconds behind his teammate.
Is he going to pit? Yes, he is.
He is on his way in. I mean, this pit lane is a bit of a tricky one anyway, but how has he dropped that much time? That must be wrong. Like, under the safety car, he's given up more time.
5 laps
the two Alfa Romeos come in. Speed Queen is in from 5th. Very impressive so far. Matty and Stinson. Stinson's coming in again. What?
Why on earth is he doing that? Is he going for intermediates?
That would be hilarious.
Oh, he's changing his wing. He's changing his wing. He broke his wing.
Oh my
god.
Wing. Right, okay.
I feel bad. From P2 to P11.
Living Wall, Reshka. Yella has actually put Inters back on. Is that true?
Why?
It is?
Yes, it is.
New set of Inters for Yella. This is either genius or idiocy moment here.
Reshka?
Yeah. I was going to say, they haven't pitted. Fair enough. But Yella's pitted and put Inters back on. Max has put on softs at the back of the grid in P13.
That makes sense. But he's going to pit again? What?
Yella is reading on as P1, I think on his own thing. Oh, Rent says, there we go. It said a bunch of yellows. Okay, understood. Yeah, it was just a constant full course yellows. Although that's not the sole purview of NASCAR anymore, now that Formula E use that system as well.
I say that Max's move to softs would make sense, but he just pit for mediums now, so weird. I can hear the oversteer on the exit of the pits for Max, and it's so understeery. It is like driving on ice. This restart is going to be crazy.
Oh, yeah, indeed. With 3 intermediate runners in the top 5, they could actually end up with a decent amount of bite on the tyres. First doors out. I'm not quite sure what is going on in terms of strategy here from Yella. Yella is the biggest confusion. I'm more confused by Yella than by Max, frankly, at this point.
Absolutely, me too.
Maybe he knows something the rest of them don't in terms of how quickly the track dries out, but he's already running in the wet. Is he coming in? He's hanging left.
Intermediate, dry intermediate, something like that?
He's on his way in. He doesn't like the decision.
Well, I think he'll come out in P6.
Oh, he just gets the car down. He had to sort of wiggle the car, almost standy flick the car to get the car stopped in time. Wasn't expecting that. Yeah, there was Living Wall in the Red Bull just with him. So, how many places will he lose?
It's going to be so close.
Drifting out the pits. There's the oversteer.
Ooh, that is lucky.
Has he come out? He's come out in 4th place, so giving his teammates some breathing room. And he's still drifting around.
That was so close to losing so many places.
Simply says he rejoined, took over control of the car, and it just slid away from him, just like that. Yeah, we did feel some sympathy for Simply. And Rent says he's completely confused what the drivers are seeing. I can only think that Yella thought, well, it's just not ready yet, but it just surprised him how quickly the track dried up. That's the only explanation I can really come up with. But he's not lost a huge amount of time because the safety car train hadn't fully caught the back of Bernd Mailander's lead car at this stage. So all is not lost for Yella, but it might be lost for our chances of having a close race out there. Bakker is up, and still Reshka, the only driver out there who has stayed on the Inters.
Well, this is going to be where we see the difference between Reshka and Bakker, I guess.
Yeah.
Is this going to stay out one more lap?
Well, it hasn't said it's coming in yet, this one.
I mean,
we've
Max
still got cars who haven't joined.
Away.
Yeah, Max will be able to rescue his race to a certain extent here. His gap to leader, at least.
Unless he does a glitch and says it's coming in now. Oh my.
Stay with it, but no, the lights are still flashing. Helm doesn't have the best internet, but remember he's joining us before work from Brazil, so and that's one of his reasons he's using at the moment to say why he can't come to interviews, because he has to get to work quickly.
Fair enough, I guess. Maybe he just doesn't want to talk to us, because apparently we're weird.
Is that right? Is that official?
Wasn't it last race F2? We're an odd bunch. Reshka's in.
Rudman saying, judging by Yella's no comment, I can only assume he was supposed to pit for slicks.
Ah, yes, that must have been it.
The old MFD manipulation quickly on the way into the pits issue. Finger trouble perhaps for Yella, but he's up to P3.
Have you watched the YouTuber Championship?
I have not.
Well, when Matty G says they're putting dries on when they want to put wets on, but in this case it's the other way around.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure how Yella got past Warislander Lightning. He was running 4th.
I don't have a clue. Maybe he went... Whoa, he just hit the wall, blimey. Is that lag?
Is that Yella
Must
again?
be lag that caused it. No, it was Warislander, sorry, that hit the wall. And I think it was lag, so maybe that's how Yellow got past. Interesting. Wait, no, he was already past him. It's just that he got into P3 because Reshka pit.
There it is. Reshka down to 12th. Reshka down to 12th. That's why he's going to place. Everyone's going to place effectively.
Yeah, I'm just confused.
A quick look how that's all worked out with Speed Queen. Have a look at Speed Queen up 8 though.
There we go.
Matty up 7.
My vote for the win. And Warislander is so laggy. Oh,
Could still happen. Smoke concurs with you, saying the YouTuber Championship is comedy gold.
It is, yeah. Thank you, Spoke.
We haven't hit that 10 likes yet, guys. Come on. We want to get there as quickly as possible.
25.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely.
Ben, do you have damage? Sorry, that's just another quote.
Okay. Inside jokes going. Yella says it's raining again.
It is? No, it's
Can you
not.
mean that?
Nah, he's messing with us.
Gee, thanks for that, Yella.
Surely. It's
I'm
not raining
riding
at all.
on board with somebody and I'm not seeing anything.
The Mercedes is the best to ride on board with to check for rain on the bodywork.
Abby got the 10th like. Nice one.
Nice. Thank you, Abby.
Well, lots of weaving going on. Helm is ready to press the loud pedal, and there he goes, just at the DRS release button marker on the track. And we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Helm Backer, Yella, Warrislander, and Speed Queen in P5. Super close here. Might be a bit of catching going on in the rear. Is that
Yella?
I'm just looking at Matty getting past Delange as well. Matty in between the two Red Bulls takes a very narrow entry, and that's working out well as Stinson moves up the field as well, up to P8 for Stinson. Matty might have another go on another Red Bull here, going into that difficult turn 3. Oh, he just gives it up, doesn't want to go too far. And look at the amount of flicking steering on Matty's steering inputs. Is this a controller user, I wonder, just moving around the track like that?
Yes, he is.
He's now on the defensive as well.
Well, you were talking about left to right. Speed Queen was weaving on that second straight to get some temperature into those tyres. Oh, corner cut there for Speed Queen. That's not going to help. Speed
Queen's doing well. Burmeister not so well. He's lost out on this first lap. Everyone on equal tyres. We might have a 0 remaining pit stop strategy for everybody. Reshka will be on the youngest, and Backer's picked up a penalty.
Backer picking up a penalty is to it's a psychological advantage, actually. Make everybody feel a false sense of security, and then go and win the race by 10 seconds.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Helm has gapped the field to 1.8 seconds, but Yella's got the same. Max gets past Burmeister.
Ooh. Damaged, you have Burmeister. He's got no front left end plate.
Oh dear, will he be on his way into the pits here? He's going to find getting through those final corners very difficult. Helm, new fastest lap of 42.297, just to show how slow everything's been so far. Someone going into the pits ahead of him. It's Stinson. Stinson into the pits as well. So it's not going well for our superstar. Stinson's actually retired. Despite the chance of points tonight, given a high attrition rate. A new set of mediums, or is that hards? Hards going on Burmeister's car. They're going to be a handful for a few laps.
Especially on a damp track.
These Alfa Romeos can't seem to get away from each other on track either. And Speed Queen has got Living Wall right behind her. I think Living Wall is enjoying these dry conditions suddenly.
Living Wall is coming alive. He got rid of that penalty under the safety car, so that's helped him out.
Tina says, go Yella. So Yella's not without his fans as well. It's not all Burmeister's fan club, this F1 division. Screaming through the castle section they go. Speed Queen just starting to gap Living Wall here, and Matty's trying to join in the fight as well. Speed Queen has moved up, and this is her chance to get back on terms or get ahead of her teammate Max. And it's very important in the Alpine camp at this stage of the season, Lightning, for it to get for Speed Queen to get a little bit of
points on Max.
Yeah, a little bit of points back on Max, indeed.
Well, meanwhile, Jam in the lead is going to proceed to dominate the standings by 15 points.
Well, it's not over until it's over. People fall off the racetrack all the time. What are we seeing from Yella?
He's faster, technically, by 1/10 of a second.
Nice.
There's still hope. There's still hope.
Frankly, this is Baku. There's hope until the checkered flag, and round goes Reshka trying to fight with Max. Reshka touched on the inside, just behind Max, and that usually favours the car in front. The game mechanics, whether the physics would really act that way. Lee Harding says, all the retirements are filling me with zero confidence for F3. Well, it might be a different day. Remember, most of these 3 of the 4 have been in the wet conditions. I wouldn't take this as a portent of doom, although, has to be said, Baku is a track that claims many a driver's racing hopes. Here we are, up to 86 comments so far tonight. Fantastic stuff.
You were talking about the hard tyres being a terrible tyre. Well, Burmeister agrees, and he's decided to pit for mediums.
Oh dear.
And now he's half a lap down.
Oh dear, Bert. Oh dear. He's absolutely relying on another safety car now. We've got... Smoke says, what's the betting that Helm still has 100% ERS? Lightning, you can check that one out for us. He did almost most of the race
Helm
without
has
it.
60%.
Okay.
So thankfully, not 100. Yella lost a second in the past 2 laps. That's not good.
Another fastest lap from Helm, and that will be part of the reason, but not all of the reason. Abby saying Burr's just giving the rest of the field of a chance with a 5-stop strategy. Living Wall in the pits. Is this a damage repair coming up? Yes, another broken front wing. Stinson's prayer in the driver chat was, may God have mercy on your front wing. I'm afraid it's not happening tonight.
Well, Stinson, did you say?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
10 places down and out.
Yes.
Living
yes,
Wall,
and out quite angrily, I think, as well. I did invite drivers to join us in the commentary box mid-race if they DNF'd, and they were able to keep it clean, but no sign from any of our drivers yet. Doran I was expecting, and almost certainly Stinson, but nothing from them. We'll see. The 2 Alfa Romeos still fighting for this podium. Now, I wonder if they'll continue playing nicely until the end of the race when there's a podium at stake. Bakker has got a penalty, though, so that is costing him an issue. It's actually somewhat more difficult to get a penalty, to get track extension penalties around Baku, Lightning, because the walls tend to define the racetrack.
There's only really one corner you can get track limit warnings from, which is turn 7. Yes,
the
turn
apex
7.
is 7. Yeah. I guess if you're really aggressive through turn 15, it might happen for you as well. But you're almost certain, if you're too aggressive in 15, you're almost certain to bounce off into the wall on the outside. Max has got a chance here on Matty. Matty is derating down the main straight, and he weaves to the inside. Will this be one of the first competitive overtakes that we will see completed as our championship leader Max up to P6, and now the next car up the road is his teammate Speed Queen.
This is going to be fun. Last time we had a battle between these two was round 1, to which you did not appear. Still disappointed.
Yeah, I was absent and away. I don't think anything dramatic's going to happen between Bakker and Warislander, but I'm interested to see between Speed Queen, Max and Matty as that battle starts to hot up. What about Craig? I know Craig's got at least one fan watching with us. We'll see if he can action anything. Up against Delange here at the tail end of the points paying positions. Craig just making himself known in the mirrors of Delange. No way through yet. After today's race, I think you can catch the tail end of, I believe, Invictus Racing League are competing in the gridfinder.com PlayStation Championship. So after the race is done, have a look on that. I don't know if it's YouTube or Twitch. I think it might be Twitch on the Gridfinder channel. And go and support our racers out there. Unfortunately, we've not been able to field our F1 drivers because, of course, they're here right now. And race times were not conveniently placed for us. But all the same, do show your support if you can. Craig from P9, I think he is going to have a go here. There we go. He's got the DRS, should be fairly easy. I wonder what Max and Speed Queen are doing. Max dives down the inside. Speed Queen gives it up, does she? Or is she fighting back?
Get it here.
She's going to get it in reaction.
Oh, yeah. without a doubt.
Let's ride with Speed Queen then. Yeah, Max has just got nothing left. He takes the middle of the track. That's a fairly good place to be around the approach to turn 3. That was pretty expertly done from Max. Honestly, there, Lightning. That's the
genuinely
best
thought
way to
Speed
do
was
it.
going to get it there. That was perfect defending.
Yeah,
Perfect.
you take the middle of the road. If someone tries to dive down the inside, they can't get the car round turn 3. And if someone goes around the outside, well, you've already got the inside line effectively. So it is a good way to defend. Rent says 50 likes for Helm's new fastest lap. Well, yes. Helm, the only thing we can do is not really watch Helm. Krigg has got by Matty as well as Delange. Just about gets through the castle section unscathed. Matty going backwards relative to his teammate, who's very much on the ascendancy. Hopefully these Honda engines can last out this race.
AlphaTauri ahead of Red Bull reminds you of real life, actually.
A little bit, yeah. I just reminded about that. The Red Bull racing engines, their first season, it's not going brilliantly.
Pretty sure the Constructors' Championship says Red Bull Racing P10 and Haas P3. Matty about to make a move on Craig here.
I'll let you handle that one. I was just trying to see whether Speed Queen was going to have a go on Max as well. That will happen first, if it happens at all. Oh, she's not quite there. And Matty, similarly, has got past Krigg, actually. So Matty back against Krigg, who will come back at him. Will Speed Queen be able to get the drive? No, she's nowhere near on the exit of turn 2. So it could be all about the two AlphaTauris here. Derating happening on the back of Matty's car. Krigg gets the car into the middle of the road, hogs that outside line, and completes the move. P7 and P8 for AlphaTauri.
Oh my goodness me. I thought Warrender was in the wall, because he was in the wall, but it was just like...
How about this Noah's Ark grid we've got here? Mercedes, Alfa Romeo, Alpine, AlphaTauri. And we just need Living Wall to get past Reshka.
Come on, Living Wall. Yeah, absolutely. Abby in the chat saying Burr on a 5-stop strategy, absolutely goated behaviour. I couldn't agree more. Yes,
as long as you don't mean greatest racer of all time, just greatest pit stop visitor of all time.
Nah, greatest everything.
Okay.
Greatest interview. There you go.
He is the best interview in F1 at the moment, for sure. No argument there. So we do like to see Burmeister on the podium, if only for that.
Now, we talk about likes on the video, but Webber, have you liked the video?
I like the video.
Yes.
I think that's a bit that's in poor taste, isn't it? Liking your own video.
Yeah, but
it's a bit like reading out your own compliments.
It's just a button, you know.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll do it if we increase our number. Here comes Delange, though, on the outside of Matty. Again, terrible camera angles. I must apologise, but Delange gets past Matty. So unfortunately, Matty has lost 2 places in 2 laps.
Yeah, looking good for Matty.
Well, now that's just mean.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
P9 so far is going to be good if he can get the car home for points. I'm sure he'd be pretty happy with that one.
Reshka's looking fast though.
That's true. That's true.
Closing
you can see Matty is up 5 places already, so a P9 I'm sure he'd be pretty happy with overall. Speed Queen up 7 places.
Matty has damage, surely. Reshka's closed in around 8 tenths in 4 corners.
So Reshka absolutely on the move.
Matty's quite close to the lunge, so I think Reshka's just fast in general.
Absolutely. So lap 16 with 10 complete laps to go. It's Helm and Jelle, the 2 Mercedes drivers, followed by Alfa Romeo's Bakker and Warrislander, Alpine's Max and Speed Queen. Then we finally break the pattern. We have Krigg, Delange, Matty, Reshka, Living Wall, and at the tail of the grid at the moment, just waiting to finally unlock his lightning pace, is Burmeister in 12th place.
I don't think he wants lightning's pace because it's not very fast.
His lightning pace I'm talking about. Honestly, You just hear lightning and you think about yourself all the time. Into the pits
Yes.
comes Matty, and that does give you the indication. I think you were right about a potential damage situation on that Alpha
I'm always
Tauri.
right.
Indeed. And Modest
Is it
too.
damage? Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely a new wing going on. And soft tyres, so that could be interesting. If you can get out of the pits in front of Burt, who is on the start-finish straight, but I think he'll comfortably be out there in time. Let's just ride with Matty to see if he manages to stay legal on the white line exit. I'm sure he'll really appreciate that. There he goes. He doesn't Rosberg it, and stays in P11 then, but he's got a 14-second deficit to make up on those soft tyres with 9 laps to go.
Breshka is on a move here. I think that he's going to get past Delange on the next straight and then go on an attack to... Oh, Craig in the wall, and he's not got a wing. As soon as I go on board with him, seems like a classic.
Exit of the castle section.
Oh, wow.
So,
Breshka,
the castle claims another driver.
His move, Reshka's move, quite easy.
Yes, indeed. Reshka now P8, Delange P7. So AlphaTauri were riding 7th and 8th. They're now 9th and 11th, possibly far worse to come with Craig having to pit if he even gets the car back running. Is he back? He is back running. So I'm sure into the pits he comes. 94th comment. Who can get the 100th comment on the video, I wonder? Will it be Abby claiming glory all around? Reshka getting very close here. And DRS pass before the start-finish line. Smoke says lightning's curse strikes again. I've temporarily lost lightning, I think.
No, I'm here.
He's here.
I'm just quickly going to go on board with Jam. There we go.
Who is 7.7 seconds ahead of Yella. It's not quite the dominance we've seen on other races.
It's pretty good though.
It's pretty good.
To be fair.
Yeah. Richard said, "Go on FS F1." FS F1. I'm not quite following that one, I'm afraid. Richard, please explain.
We're just dumb, it would appear.
Yeah. Does he mean PS F1? Has he mistyped?
Oh yeah, that's
PS?
probably it.
Yeah. Okay.
We're not so dumb after all.
There's no accounting for spelling errors. If that's what it is. There it is. He did mean
Hey.
PS F1, and we have 99 comments. So the rush for 100th, and it's Smoke, I believe.
Oh, damn,
Although
one's going to do it.
Rents is claiming it. I think Rents got the 101st. I'm sorry, Rents. But great engagement, and we really thank everybody for sticking with us and enjoying the race with us tonight. Of course, we'll try and get you some. We'll try and get you some interviews at the end of the race. We're going to keep persisting and try and get hold of Helm at the end of the race as well, if possible. We can even offer him a Portuguese interview if he so wishes. But Delange is 6/10 behind Reshka, going down the back straight. You can hear the engine note with the DRS. Reshka is derating all the way down the straight, but it's not enough for Delange. He's now 4/10 back, nearly 5. And will that put him in range for turn 3? Just needs a good exit here. Reshka perhaps a little bit narrow on the way out. So second lot of DRS enabled for Delange, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think.
Oh my. Jam is just so fast at the moment. I'm on board with him and it's crazy.
You are trying to curse Helm then,
Nah,
so we'll
I'm
see.
just mesmerised by his speed, to be fair.
Well, I'm waiting for a battle to turn into an attempt at a move here between Delange and Reshka, but I'd be happy to join Helm towards the end of the race and see him go for these fastest lap runs. Matty and Craig are together, and we just need Reshka to drop out to have a perfect teammate pairing pattern, but that would be the only benefit. We wouldn't wish that on Reshka, of course.
No.
So it is Helm and Yella, from then Bakker and Warrislander. We've got Max and Speed Queen together in the championship and together on track as well today. Max having gained a lot of places he lost at the start. And Rents calling out Max for getting closer to Warislander, so we'll keep an eye on that. Thanks for that, Rents. Once that gets down to a second, we'll be right there with that battle, because that has big championship importance. Yellow claiming a tyre issue. I think he's typing about tyre issues. I'll have to give it to him though, Lightning. There is time to type going down the start-finish straight.
He's typing whilst racing?
Yes, he's typing whilst racing. That's never gone wrong for a driver while we've been commentating.
No wonder he's doing so well in the race.
We've had drivers go off for dinner. We've had drivers trying to watch a football match at the same time as racing.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And go wrong. So yeah, we've had drivers consistently breaking bones on themselves. We've had drivers with the wrong socks on as well.
Wait, doesn't Yellow like have an injury and
yes,
and the word we're not allowed to say?
Yes.
The C word.
Yes. Not the C word, but the other C word.
Not the tomorrow is Tuesday. Nah,
yes.
Not that one. Okay.
But yeah, so Max, as Rents called out, Max is now getting closer and closer here to Warislander, and this could have big championship implications. Max has actually put quite a gap on Speed Queen as well.
Oh man, I thought Yellow was going to go in the pits there. Tyre issue, but was going to go in the pits, but never mind.
Well, he's going to be limping those tyres to the end. Maybe he's just giving us he's saying what a massive he's managed to type massive overheating while driving down the straight. Props to Yellow. Just don't go wrong, mate. Don't go wrong. Yeah. Maybe he's just got voice type. That would probably make more sense, wouldn't it? But Max is closing.
Maybe we'll find out.
Max is closing on this battle here. He's not as close as Delange and Reska though. They can't get it done into turn 2, but maybe Delange now will get a good exit from turn 2. Everyone's spent their ERS. It is there's not long braking zones really here to keep charging your. Tina's saying nice cryptic description about his C injury. No, his injury is not.
Injury is separate to the C. There you go.
He has a virus, but yes, he also injured himself with a pressure washer a couple of weeks ago. So thankfully avoided any complications from that.
He may have said the other C word when he pressure washed himself, but we don't know.
No. No, indeed. But like I say, at least he knew his hands were clean.
Well, not clean enough if you got the other thing.
Oh, it's so funny.
Oh my god.
Max is within a second now, finally, and we'll have a run here. So, 0.8 of a second. Honestly, people tune in for professional broadcasts and they end up with you and me.
You got a C in maths class, says Renz.
Delange is retired. Delange is out of the race. Why is Delange out?
Oh my goodness, safety car.
He's out in the Max Verstappen zone of the Baku circuit. He's out there. He's kicking the wheel of his Red Bull. I'm sure if the character could get out the car and kick the wheel, it would do. But Delange out of the race. Another safety car. Pit stop for Reska and Livingwall. This could save Yella's tyre issue if they can get around, but a real sting in the tail here, Lightning, for us.
This is fantastic. This means that my prediction is correct with 2 safety cars, and Ivan can get in the bin. He's not here. He's quiet.
Ivan, I think Ivan might have left us in disgust when the 5th safety car did not appear. But so yeah, burning some fuel now is Yellow. Helm is burning rubber at the moment. Also burning fuel as well. And we have 120 comments. Fantastic stuff tonight, especially as we don't have the Fox Brigade in to rag on Bert.
A 4-stop strategy for Burmeister.
Didn't Abby call out 5-stop?
Wait, I think so. Was it 4? I think it was 5.
No, she said 5. So maybe the race is still young for that strategy to come out. But Burmeister is leaving it pretty late to launch a dominant attack on this field tonight. I'm excited to see it.
It's all
Into
part of
the
his
pits
master plan.
then comes our race leader Helm, and Yella is probably going to follow him because he's already told us he's got a tyre issue. Reshka could make some places here with these pit stops. In comes Yella, who can manage to stay within the pit stop speed limit. Bakker in. What about Warislander? Bakker has got quite the gap on Warislander. Warislander goes past. He's going to try and hang this one out for a potential lead. Will it be?
P2.
P2. Well, it's still a good strategy. In comes Speed Queen right behind her teammate, and Reshka could get the both of them here and really spoil the Alpine party.
Abby said that he'll pit again for the fastest lap. Yep.
Got it. Okay, well, he'll have to get on with it. Krieg is on fairly new soft tyres. Looks like Reshka going through, of course, having just pitted. So Warislander really spoiling the strategy of the Mercedes team here. But I'm sure will be incredibly vulnerable, Lightning. Where do you think Warislander is going to finish this race if he starts with 4 laps to go on 16 lap old mediums?
I think it's going to be 3 laps, I believe. But probably P5
I mean,
if
4
he's
racing
lucky.
laps. Sorry, yes. Yeah, of course, it's going to be 3 or fewer, actually. Looking at the field spread.
I mean, we did see like
I think Warislander could
4 or
very
5?
easily end up at the back here
Yeah.
on completely the wrong tyre.
This is well, we saw Smoke in F2 division. He stayed out in the
held
lead
on.
on old mediums, and he did manage to win. Well, he got P2 in the end, but still pretty impressive.
Delange saying driver error. It wasn't a famous Red Bull puncture on the Baku straight. It was driver error from Delange. We appreciate that he's given us his debrief. We always like that from the drivers. It really helps us keep the fans informed. Honestly, can't believe Craig is putting in the broadcast channel that there's another video going on right now.
Oh. Oh.
Well, we
Don't
have a live stream here as well. It's only quali. Into the pits then comes Warislander, and well, I was predicting he'd be at the back. He might be able to get out in front of maybe Matty and Bert, but Warislander will end up very low down the field. That promotes championship leader Max up to 4th. Speed Queen just behind him in 5th. Bakker in between Max and a podium, and Yella and Helm back into 1st and 2nd positions. Rent says Bakker still has a penalty and might.
That's a very good point.
And might hold up the rest of the field. What would holding up the rest of the field do for Bakker?
For fun.
Okay. He wants to gap the rest of the field, ideally, doesn't he? So, the further spread he can make this field, the better for his finishing position. The fewer drivers will be within his 3-second window. But that is remarkable. We are 2 laps from the end, and we have 1 driver with a penalty.
That's pretty
left
good.
To pay. Yeah.
Oh look, Burmeister, he picked just for us to make it a 5-second stop.
I'm sure he's either watching or Abby has messaged him and said, you need to do a 5th stop to make me look like some kind of clairvoyant. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's perfect. And now the safety car will stay out even longer.
Yeah, it can't. It must come in now. I'm certain we have to have 2 green flag laps at the end.
I've never seen Burmeister go so quickly on board.
Oh man, he's gonna love that one. He's gonna love that comment.
Oh, he's wheel spinning out. Up the castle section, right hand, left hand, over the curbs.
Honestly,
using all the exit.
You're gonna
ERS on, safety car in this lap.
You're gonna have Abby on your case soon, but yeah.
Left-hander.
Helm has the chance to do another restart shortly, as Lightning gives us live commentary over
down the hill into the last braking zone.
I'm sure he's going to get there. He's okay. He's okay.
He'll have the overspeed. This is going to be a brilliant run. if it goes in this lap.
Well,
if Jan presses
Helm
the
hasn't
throttle,
gone yet. He's still weaving. He's still
he'll
weaving
have
here.
warm tyres. He'll have warm tyres.
That is true.
It's going to help.
Still burning the fuel is Yella, waiting for Helm to
Oh
go.
my god, that's a huge crash! There's a huge crash, there's front wings everywhere! There's penalties for everybody! Oh,
And
wow.
it's Reshka and Livingwall dropping back, but now we go green. We go green with 2 to go. 2 to go here in Baku. When have we seen that before? And Bakker in Baku is third, and he's closing with Max behind him as well. This could be an absolute sprint at the end of this fantastic race we've had on our hands. Helm leads by 0.6 of a second. That's sure to open up very quickly. And Max with a good look at the inside of Bakker here. We'll wait and see if there are any moves. It looks like Burr on Matty might be one to watch shortly. But Warrislander and Limingwall dropping back with that big crash at the back of the field just before the restart that Lightning called out. And already over a second between Yella and Helm, and Bakker and Yella.
Damage for Reshka. Oh no. He was part of the front wing brigade.
Well, his left side of his front wing is still attached, at least.
Ayo. He'll have
right hand end plate has gone. So absolutely right. So this could be a move up for Krigg and Matty. They want to be patient though, as there's only really room for one car wide gap going through this section. They need to wait until this part here, the exit of turn 16, to really put the hammer down. But actually Reshka can end up clattering the wall if he's not careful through these 2 corners. Likewise, the drivers behind him could run into him. He closes off the racetrack. He goes towards the pits. That's all he can do. New fastest lap from Helm, who is absolutely on it. Max will have, I think...
Oh my goodness.
Was that DRS?
That's so close between
Look at
P6
this.
to P9. Oh, wow.
I can't even call this one. It's Speed Queen at the
he's going to
front
get
of
squeezed
this.
into the wall. He's out. He's out. I knew it was going to happen.
Burr out of the race. 5 stopping to a crash in the end. Shocking stuff as they finish. Squeeze out from Reshka. I can't quite call who was at fault there on the first glance, but Burmeister in the wall, missing a front corner of the car. We lose another driver. We may only have 10 finish this race, but Helm is pushing. Helm is pushing for another fastest lap, I believe. And in
Helm's
the Mercedes...
going to crash here. Through the castle section, and Speed Queen's going to win.
Well, it's not impossible, but Helm does look to be driving within himself slightly here. He's not going too mad. Not going too mad out there. Looks like we're going to have all the championship contenders at the top of the standings here tonight. But Helm, I'm pretty sure, will take the lead of this championship despite not being here for the first race of the season. No, this lap is not going to be it for him. Yella is being shown the way by his teammate out there, and I think Max is going to get himself on the podium as well at the end of this one, Lightning. I think Max on the podium yet again is going to be the way this is going to go down. Absolutely. Here comes Helm though. He's weaving before the pit lane entrance, and Helm has shown everybody what to do. He takes the win in Baku. Helm from Yella. Then it's Max, another podium for Max, and Speed Queen right behind him in P4. Great day for Alpine, great day for Mercedes. Bakker in 5th place. Krigg and Matty make it 6-7 for AlphaTauri. Reshka, do we need to consider an asterisk next to Reshka's name after that incident with Burr? I would say so.
Yeah.
And then Warrislander will come across to finish this one out. Hard fought. Really tough race for these guys, but Warrislander gets 9th place and 2 points. Livingwall actually gets Warrislander in the end, so Warrislander gets those gets 1 point in the end, and Livingwall 2. Stay tuned for us just for a few minutes while we try and get hold of our podiums. Speed Queen gets the driver of the day, and if we can't get Helm, we might try for Speed Queen as well. Bakker is upset. Burmeister is calling out Reshka already, but it's a Mercedes 1-2. It's an Alpine 3-4 for our race as well. Lightning's going to do his best to get hold of our podium and possibly Speed Queen before the kettle goes on. in the Speed Queen household. And there's Max on the podium once again. Tremendous stuff there. We've just hit 143 comments. Can we get to 150 before you all depart for us, please? Ivan says, no space given, but Burr is to blame for forcing the move, which had zero chance of coming off. Well, that's a hot take. Are you done with the invites, or do you want to take us through the final standings, Lightning?
I am just finishing with the invites, and I will take you through the order. LFR Jam, what a fantastic performance domination from the Brazilian driver. Fastest lap, a second quicker than anybody else, which is wow. Followed by Yella in the Mercedes, so Mercedes 1-2. Max, consistent as ever, P3 in the Alpine, followed by his teammate Speed Queen. Good comeback from her. Backer in the Alfa Romeo P5, damage limitation from that penalty. Creek in the Alfa Tauri, Matty P7. Breshka, Livingwall, and Warislander finish out the finishers. Burmeister in P11, sad ending for his race. Delange, Stinson, M. Duran, Simply 90, and taking L's all DNF. Yes, indeed. A cracking race there. Driver of the day was called out to be Speed Queen. Hard to argue with that one, frankly, with a, 9-place gain overall. We'll stop by Longinus to say hello. Oh, we have Helm. Let's try and get hold of Helm quickly then, Lightning. And you can take it if you want to try and do this in Portuguese if he needs to. If he needs to. Okay. Any drivers joining us in the press conference, please be sure to just check the broadcast audio setting is set to share. And one more thank you to our sponsors, Naucut Hall, Hotel Golf and Country Club, GT Omega, race seats and wheel stands, and our partners gridfinder.com and Driver61. But Helm, you join us. Are you comfortable talking in English quickly, or would you prefer a Portuguese interview?
No, we can do this in English. Yeah, it's not my... I cannot speak in English like, oh my god, he is so good, but yeah... I can talk it.
That's great. It's great that we finished in time for you to give us a quick few words. Congratulations on another dominant display in Invictus F1 tonight.
Yeah, thank you very much. I have to congratulate my teammates, Jelly. He did a really good job with wet tires and wet setup. So yeah, this track is so good to me because. Yeah, in the past I won 2 races in PSGL in the last game. One in Suzuka and the other in Baku. So the last 2 tracks was really good for me, and I really pick up the pace since they start. I don't know what happened to Stinson. He pitted so early when there was still raining, but yeah, the safety car helped me because. Yeah, it was starting to stop the rain, so yeah, I didn't think it 2 times to change for dry tires, and my teammate was a little bit lucky because he stopped and put the wet tires again, the intermediate, so he managed to stop again, put the mediums, and yeah, we did it 1-2 at the end. It's an incredible result for the Constructors' Championship.
Absolutely, you did a tremendous job out there. Any difficult moments for you? Is it hard to stay focused when you're so much better than everybody else?
Yeah, yeah. I don't think it. I think I could manage so well the race. It's a really good track, but yeah, when you are alone at the track, you lost the focus, but especially at this track, when you lost the focus, you crashed at the wall, so the castle section was a little bit hard for me. I almost crashed a few times, but yeah, I did it to the end. Congrats to everyone that raced today.
Yeah, absolutely. And one last thing, Helm, can you give anybody in the championship any hope? Do you have any bad tracks coming up for you?
I don't know the other tracks that is coming for the rest of the championship, but my best tracks of the game are Baku, Portimão, Singapore, and what else?
Oh,
I
you're a
don't know,
street racer. You're a street racer. Fantastic
yeah,
stuff.
but
Yeah, yeah.
not Monaco. Monaco, not for me.
I think we're avoiding Monaco as most league races do. Well, parabéns to you, Helm, and
Obrigado.
very, very good racing. We hope to talk to you again sometime soon, and have a nice day at work today. Another win
thank you
to
very
take you
much.
to work. Brilliant stuff. Great to talk to you. I think we have Yella.
Yes, you do.
Hey, Yella. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Excellent. How was your race? Did you have any chance of taking on your teammate today?
No.
Yes, but overall, you must be pleased. It was a good performance.
Yeah, indeed. I started off on the wrong foot in qualifying. I didn't see it was only the beginning of the race where the rain was, so I put on a wet setup, so I was already slower on the main straight during the dry laps. And with the high downforce, my tires started overheating, so I started sliding a lot, and I just decided to take it easy on the last 10 laps to not crash or something like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. But are you driving? Are you driving healthy, or are you still unwell or injured at the moment?
I'm good now. Yeah, I'm
good.
totally
Excellent.
fine. Yep.
That's good. That's good. Full function back in hands and as well. So that sounds good. Yella, your teammate has had 3 amazing races here in a row. Have you got any good highlight races coming up? I think we go to Abu Dhabi next, but have you got any strong races coming up on the calendar?
Well, I usually just practice a bit and see where I'm at, but I know Abu Dhabi, I once had a championship final, and I practiced a lot, so I was at that moment I was in the top 100 of the time trial, but that doesn't really say anything because I had a 37.6 on Baku today, but yeah, obviously with the rain setup it goes much slower, but
Sure.
it doesn't mean it's a good racing setup, so I'm probably going to focus a bit more with Helm. And also, we are planning to party up the next race to have some more communication.
Excellent, excellent. Well, good to hear. Good to hear that. Good to hear from you, and good to see you on the podium again. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Thanks, Yella. Lightning, do we have Max? Is he around?
Yes, we do.
Ah, we do have Max. Fantastic. Max, you're making a habit of these podiums.
Yes, what a relief to be on the podium. Honestly, it's a true miracle after the race I had. At the beginning of the race, we had 2 virtual safety cars. I couldn't believe it. I was like, there are cars in the middle of the track, and they decided to put the virtual safety car. I was like, this is not possible. Eventually, we had several safety cars. And I don't know actually how I managed to get on the podium because it was a really difficult race for me. But
you seem to pick up a lot of pace towards the end. You seem to start stretching the gap to Speed Queen. Started to be more on pace with the Mercedes towards the end. Was that just getting into a rhythm in the dry conditions, or just in a good place on the tires?
I think I was. I crashed. I broke my front wing after 2 corners, so I wasn't confident at all. The rainy conditions, I was like, I need to save some points, so I need to stay on the track. For sure, there will be a lot of retirement, so I need to stay on the track. So that's why I wasn't too quick on the rain condition. But when it dried out, I knew that I had the pace to do something good. It was quite a shame to have Baker, I think, between myself and the Mercedes during the last 2 laps, because I wanted to put some kind of pressure on them, even if it's really difficult because they are so quick. But overall, we finished P3 and P4 for Alpine, and I think the battle between Mercedes and Alpine will be speed versus consistency, because we don't have the speed, the pace of the Mercedes, so we need to be consistent and to stay on the track and to benefit from the errors of the others. So that's what we have done today.
Absolutely, yeah, a great recovery, and you're making such a habit of being on the podium. You've got a new man crush. Yella says beautiful accent in the driver chat. So there you go. It's great to have three very different accents and nationalities on the podium as well.
Yeah, that's nice.
But good to talk to you again, Max. Congratulations, and yeah, let's hope you can take it to the Mercedes on track next time.
Yeah, we'll try. Thanks.
Lots of practice. Thanks, Max.
Yeah.
Well, Lightning, I think we're nearing the end of our stream. Is there anybody else waiting or desperate to speak? I think Abby's hanging on for a chance at Burr, but I don't think Burr's going to be. If Burr couldn't stop swearing, after having a good race last week, I wouldn't want to think what it'd be like after being pushed out into the wall tonight.
Yeah, not going to be happy.
Any major takeaways from you or standouts we haven't mentioned yet? I think Matty had a good race too out there, despite your comments.
14th to 7th, I believe. So pretty impressive by Matty. Hats off. I couldn't do that, to be fair.
Yeah, it was a tough night out there for the drivers, and congrats to the 10 that made it to the end. A really, really good race. We'll see how the championship looks, pending any issues in the week from reports. Thank you so much to everybody who has taken the time to tune in with us, who is still with us right to the end. And make sure you like the video on your way out. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel, and you can follow myself at WebORed5 on Twitter, PSN and Discord if necessary, or you'd like to. But Lightning, any last comments, or shall we say goodnight?
I don't have anything to say. Just hope everybody has a lovely evening.
Awesome. Well, from everyone at Invictus Racing League, from Lightning and myself, WebORed5, we will catch you on the next race day.